Get ready for the dictation. Start. World Day Against Child Labor 2020 focuses on the impact of crisis on child labor. The COVID-19 health pandemic and the resulting economic and labor market shock are having a huge impact on people's lives and livelihoods. Unfortunately, children are often the first to suffer. The crisis can push millions of vulnerable children into child labor. Already, there are an estimated 152 million children in child labor, 72 million of which are in hazardous work. These children are now at even greater risk of facing circumstances that are even more difficult and working longer hours. This year, the World Day is conducted as a virtual campaign and is being organized jointly with the Global March Against Child Labor and the International Partnership for Cooperation on Child Labor in Agriculture. A joint ILO UNICEF paper on the impact of COVID-19 on child labor to be released on 12 June looks at some of the main channels through which the pandemic is likely to affect progress towards the eradication of child labor. Almost 1 in 10 of all children worldwide are in child labor. While the number of children in child labor has declined by 94 million since 2000, the rate of reduction slowed by two-thirds in recent years. Target 8.7 of the UN Sustainable Development Goals calls for an end of child labor in all its forms by 2025. How can the world community get firmly on track toward eliminating child labor? Children around the world are routinely engaged in paid and unpaid forms of work that are not harmful to them. However, they are classified as child laborers when they are either too young to work or are involved in hazardous activities that may compromise their physical, mental, social, or educational development. In the least developed countries, slightly more than 1 in 4 children within bracket ages 5 to 17 are engaged in labor that is considered detrimental to their health and development. Africa ranks highest among regions both in the percentage of children in child labor, 1/5, and the absolute number of children in child labor, 72 million. Asia and the Pacific ranks second highest in both these measures, 7% of all children and 62 million in absolute terms are in child labor in this region. The Africa and the Asia and the Pacific regions together account for almost 9 out of every 10 children in child labor worldwide. The remaining child labor population is divided among the Americas, 11 million, Europe and Central Asia, 6 million, and the Arab states, 1 million. In terms of incidence, 5% of children are in child labor in the Americas, 4% in Europe and Central Asia, and 3% in the Arab states. While the percentage of children in child labor is highest in low income countries, their numbers are actually greater in middle income countries. 9% all children in lower middle income countries and 7% of all children in upper middle income countries are in child labor. Statistics on the absolute number of children in child labor in each national income grouping indicate that 84 million children in child labor, accounting for 56% of all those in child labor, actually live in middle income countries, and an additional 2 million live in high income countries. Stop.